or more broadly about the Super Cup, just about the format. Obviously, Italy of late loves to copy everything that Spain do, other than having something reasonable like the salary cap that they have in Spain. So obviously we have it in Serie A too. It's going to be going over next weekend. This 4-game format, I think it's actually more exciting than the one-off games. Did you agree with it, Alex?
Yeah, I think we have to separate out a couple of different things. I think the Final Four format is great and it works. It feels bigger. It feels more exciting. I think playing it at this stage of the season rather than pre-season works as well. I think we maybe separate those things from where it's being hosted and question marks about Saudi Arabia. And the other issue that has people really wound up here in Spain is the way that the prize money is allocated for the teams that take part. Because Real Madrid and Barcelona, by the fact that they are Madrid and Barcelona, they take home a lot more, significantly more prize money than the other teams do. I think it's something like they each get 6 million euros for taking part. Atletico get 3 million. Port Osasuna get under €1 million simply because of who they are. And that on its face just seems to me to be fundamentally unfair.
So it's not based on your standing in the league. So if Girona...
No, it's based on them being them. It's because the competition, the hosts want Madrid and Barca to be there. But this came up, for example, with Luis Rubiales when he was still in charge of the Spanish Football Federation, because Rubiales was getting a bonus and he was getting paid more if Madrid and Barca qualified for the Super Cup than if they didn't. And of course, that raised conflict of interest questions, and he had to change that. So yeah, there are questions there.
Is this the Jared Piqué negotiate this deal?
Bringing it to Saudi, yeah.
Okay, yeah, just checking, yeah.
But the competition, I did it last season. I'm doing the game Barcelona-Osasuna tonight. I was expecting it to be a half-hearted tournament, but it wasn't last year. It was a tremendous. We did all 3 games. It was tremendous 3 games. You could tell the players and the clubs wanted to win it. Barcelona celebrated it as if it was any other tournament when they won it last year, and I'm sure Real Madrid or Barcelona or Osasuna would do the same this year.
It feels a lot bigger when you have this Final Four format.
Absolutely,
it really does, and I think Cup games in general feel bigger. I mean, I was looking again at the Coppa Italia this week, which was always like kind of an annoyance to clubs, but like I guess huge audiences. It's on free TV, stadiums are packed. People seem to really, really like it, despite what some presidents think. People still like to watch football.
Supporters love to watch cup football on television. They like to go to games. It's a one-off game. It's brilliant.
Alex, final point on this and the relationship with Saudi Arabia, because I've heard people say this is a great advert for Spanish football, and it was. I mean, it really was. At the same time, it was an advert that people in a lot of countries, especially in Europe, didn't see because the rights to this are held by the Spanish Federation, not by the Spanish League. So it's not part of that package. So in a number of countries, including the United Kingdom, where we're based, including Italy, and I had the list. I forget the other ones. But a lot of major countries, this game was simply not on television. Nobody bought it.
The reason being because at the moment, in other countries, the Supercopa or the Community Shield doesn't mean anything. It will do if you keep seeing games like this and tournaments like this.
But I am wondering, Tebas is very internationalist in his outlook with La Liga and whatever. Has he pointed this out, or have people talked about this, about how here's a great game involving great players, it's a showpiece of our league, but people don't get to see it?
I think the Federation taking the Supercopa abroad was less about being an advert for Spanish football and more about maximising the income for the Spanish Football Federation, which is fine. It's understandable from their point of view that they make lots and lots, millions and millions and millions more from hosting the Supercopa in Saudi Arabia than they did when it was a 2-legged home and away glorified pre-season friendly. So it was all about the income rather than, as you say, more of a kind of a long-term view in terms of expanding, I guess, the brand and the growth of the competition and getting eyeballs on the competition. I don't think they've necessarily thought that far ahead. But yeah, like you guys say, the best advert is a game like last night because it was terrific.
And if I were really cynical, I might even suggest that people who have a real interest in getting eyeballs to La Liga. That would ends up benefiting La Liga and Javier Tebas, and this is obviously a property that doesn't belong to La Liga. It belongs to the Federation and Rubiales and whatever Muppet replaced him. So maybe they're a little bit at odds. Maybe they get judged more by keeping the clubs happy by sending all this money to Real Madrid and Barcelona.